Here's the story of my great-great-granduncle, Vincenzo James Comito. He was the older brother of my great-great-grandmother, Severia Comito Morello. He also was in the same trade as my great-great-grandfather, Giovanni Morello. They both owned grocery stores, and Vincenzo had one that was like a fruit stand. And so what you see here is kind of like what his store would have looked like in 1928. So here in this article, you see that he actually went after someone because of damage done to his store. So here it literally says, forbidden to rebuild sidewalk roof. They ask 11,300 damages. And so if you put that in perspective, in the year 1928, $11,300 would have been worth about what today would be $200,000 or more. So this is a significant suit, if you think about the cost. 'Twas bad enough to have the truck crash into the sidewalk roof of their corner grocery and fruit store and scatter the bananas and grapes all over the street. But when the city refused to permit the roof to be reconstructed, well, that meant something had to be done about it. So yesterday, Vincenzo and Maria Comito started suit against J. Francis Heineman for $11,300. The Comitos charged that a truck owned by Heineman collided with an automobile driven by Clarence Hartman at 3rd and Franklin Streets, forcing the Hartman machine into the poles supporting the roof. The Heineman truck was to blame, the Comitos say. Since a city ordinance prohibits replacement of the roof, the Comitos claim their business has been damaged to the extent of $10,000. They ask $1,000 for the repairs and $300 for the fruit destroyed or stolen as a result of the accident. Now, my great-great-granduncle Vincenzo Comito was about 4 years older than my great-great-grandmother Sarah. And so, yeah, he lived in the same area, was also a grocer, had about 6 children. I see listed Maria Grace as the firstborn, Catherine secondborn, Francis thirdborn, Francisco fourthborn. Francisco went by Frank, but his full name was Francisco James Comito Sr. And the lastborn was Margaret Jo Comito, aka Penny. And so all of these Comitos who descend from James or Vincenzo Comito in that area in Pennsylvania are all relatives of mine from the Comito line, the Comito umbrella line. Now, I'm not sure of the outcome of this case, but I do see in the newspaper clippings about 3 months after this incident, we do show that John Francis Heineman sold property. So maybe he sold the property to satisfy a judgment against him. This has been brought to you by Andre Chapman Genealogical Nuggets, and as I continue to tell you about the history of my Southern Italian family.